Hello everybody, back here again for another vlog a day. And today is Tuesday the 11th, and today is a lovely, beautiful day to be alive. Got this morning early enough. Actually slept in a little later than normal, probably 15-20 minutes later than I normally do. But it was nice to kind of just get up and get around. The puppies weren't making all kinds of racket and being a pain in the butt, so I was able to get a little bit more rest in, which is nice. It's funny how some mornings, usually I'm always up. It's often like an hour before my wife because the dogs, but if they don't get me up, I'm up after her. And she's gotten way better because I finally just said I can't take it anymore. She kept hitting snooze. Like her alarm would go off, she'd hit snooze, that'd wake me up, and then her alarm would go off and she'd hit snooze and that'd wake me up. And then by the third time, I'm so mad. I can't stand the fact. So now I'm like getting up on the first one often, way before I need to get up. And then she'd still be there 40 minutes later snoozing the damn alarm every 6-8 minutes to where the hell it is. It goes off. I'm just like, you're not getting rest. This is dumb. So like, please stop doing that. So now her alarm goes off and she'll get up at the first alarm. And ironically, I'll actually stay asleep. Sometimes don't even wake up at the first alarm, which is phenomenally better for me. And it makes me feel like she really gives a shit. She actually finally listened. So I asked her about it for numerous times. Told her it was a health benefit for herself. We're better off to do it. But I finally said, I don't ask it much of you. I'm asking her to do this. And she was like, done. And she's been phenomenal about it. So very, very happy that's happening. So today was one of those days. I got to sleep in a little bit. She's up getting around. She was getting ready for work and all that good fun stuff. And bathroom lights on, shining in my face. Don't care. Sleep right to that crap. As long as the dogs aren't moving around. So I got up, got the dogs out. Got them all taken care of, jumped in the hot tub for a little bit. Had to go feed the cats for the last time. Got them taken care of. Just a morning visit on them, so it was no big deal. Made sure they're all set up, and then got back to the house. Hung out the dogs in the backyard for a while. Got chilled out from there, headed across the street to work on the new house. And I felt like I didn't get shit accomplished, but I was putting in a new ceiling fan in the bedroom, got it all installed. And the trim cover plate, whatever you want to call it, it's super tight with the remote, the RF transmitter and stuff, receiver and everything, whatnot. And as I was pushing up in there, apparently I missed one of the wires on the far side of it, and I pinched the wire, so I flipped the switch and blew a breaker. So I went out, removed the cover, found the spot in the wire, got it all out of the way, got it all safe and all that kind of good fun stuff. And then from there, I was like, okay, we're good to go. Hooked it back up, flipped through the breaker, and nothing, doesn't work. So I unhooked all the RF receiver and whatnot and ran it just direct hardwired into the fan and light. And I now have a high-speed fan and a light with no controls. So I was like, shit, okay, no big deal. I'll reach out to the company, see if I can't find just an RF replacement. Because it looks like that's all burnt up at this point because motor still works, light still works. It's gonna be the receiver. I actually first went to a couple other fans. I got 4 other fans in the house that all have RF modulars, and looked them all. None of them have the same type of wiring on them. None of them have the same receiver set up. So I was just gonna swap the shit out to one of my other fans, make sure that's 100% what's causing it. I was like, no big deal. Reached out to the company. No phone number, nothing. That's the damn fan. I was like, it came from Amazon. All there is an email address. Emailed them. Reached out to Amazon and said, hey, this is what it is. I got a fan. The RF modular don't work. I need to replace it. And they go, we don't have that part. I give them the item number on the package that was in the box that the RF receiver came in. They're like, nope, that number doesn't exist. I'm like, okay, like, how is this possible? So gave up and said, hell with it. And I was like, oh, hopefully I'll hear back from the company and they'll tell me it's $20 or some shit. It'll take 3 weeks to get it here, but I'll just deal with it. And I'll move that fan over to one of the other bedrooms and then, you know, put another fan in my master, so I'll be good to go. And I'm like, no big deal. So I was like, okay, moved on with that, continued to do some other work in the house, got a couple other things done, played the dogs out in the backyard for a while, just good old simple stuff, just taking forever. Worked on the light in the kitchen, got that RF transmitter receiver mounted up inside because it was actually, the way it was set up, it was too big to fit up inside the housing, so the crown they give you isn't big enough to hide the receiver, and it's dumb. So up on the ladder all damn day today, ridiculousness, trying to see what's going up there. So such a tight fit. I'm actually at one point ended up on the very top of the ladder, way up above the safe zone, and didn't feel comfortable. It's like not really safe. And I was like, God, this sucks. I'm right in the middle of the kitchen, so if I fall, I'm gonna hit counters and I'm gonna get banged up pretty bad. And as I'm moving around, I stand up. I'm already shaky. I don't like being up there. I'm not a big ladder guy to begin with. and I bumped my head. I was like, oh, fucking, I felt myself wobble. I felt that ladder shift. I was like, oh, this is bad. This is real bad. So I was like, I don't give a shit. I'm going to get it back down. So I was able to send, now I'm at the top of this ladder going, how do I get back? I got to make the move to get over, like, get my feet back down because I have nothing to grab hold of. So I got back down and I came from like the one step below where I felt somewhat safe, not very much, but somewhat safe. And I was able to finally get the receiver inside, got all the wires tucked in, made sure I checked all the wires tucked in good. And then went ahead and was able to get it all mounted up in there. And I'm going to keep that ceiling fan in the kitchen, even with the light reflecting off the blades the way it does. I don't think it's that big a deal. Once I get used to it, I'm not staring at it like, hey, that's my fan. I'm looking at it right now. I don't think I'll notice it so much. And we'll go from there. If it drives me too much nuts, I'll pop the blades off real quick and just shoot them a flat white, and then I'll be good to go. And it won't be a big deal at all. So I even thought about like maybe doing like some kind of weird pattern, like some kind of little hashtag or like, you know, little like checker flag or something on it. Kind of dull it down a little bit, but I think I'll just leave it alone and see if the lights bugger anybody else. So hopefully it doesn't. I think most of the time we're not gonna be running the fan in the kitchen that often, especially if like you're in the living room or the dining room or in the backyard where you're gonna notice it. You're not gonna have the fan on because unless you're in the kitchen, you won't need the fan on. So it won't be that big a deal. So hopefully it'll work. I won't know until we get living there. Then I can move on from there and see what happens. But got a couple other things done. Hung out with the dogs. Went and got my run in. Had their dogs here. I got a bunch of dogs here right now. They're having, oh my God, they're having so much fun. I got the pit bull and then I don't know what he is, St. Bernard mix of something and whatnot. And those two are beating the crap out of each other. Man, they're playing so good. I would keep the two of them in a heartbeat. Like, holy crap, they're both so awesome. So much energy and just so much fun. And they're just, oh my God, the other little dogs are being mean to them and stuff, and they're tolerating it perfectly. And it's just, oh, it's amazing. Absolutely, absolutely amazing. So definitely I'm gonna miss them two boogers. They've both been here like 10 days. They'll be here like 10 days in total. One got here in the 3rd, one goes home on the 13th, and one got here in the 6th, goes home on the 16th. It's gonna suck because the first 3 days I was fine with the one, and I'm gonna miss. They're gonna be so sad when one goes home. That 3 days without, but it is what it is. So, but yeah, ended up having myself a nice little cigar. Got my run in. Went out and did a meet and greet for a dog walking. They went dog walked Monday through Friday, midday around 2 o'clock. 2 dogs actually, I guess. So ran down. They said they could meet. Nice meeting me. They said might be able to meet after 6 on Sunday. I'm like, what? Then I realized they meant any day after 6, any time on Sunday. And I'm like, oh, that's way different. So I said, hey, if I get free this week, I'll run down. So I ran down today, jumped in the Corvette. They're down in Oak Hill area. It's not horrible distance, but it's like 12 minutes, I think, whatever, which isn't that far, but it's far enough it kind of sucks when you wrap it up round trip. And then the time you're there, half an hour walking the dogs and stuff, it's a solid hour and 20 minutes by the time it's all done, getting the dogs in and out of it. They're living in a camper. She works 10-hour days, so she's gone 12 hours a day. And that's a long time the dogs will be home alone. And she usually has other people that have been doing it. They're walking the dogs, and one got a full-time job, and the other one got sick or something. I don't have baby out or some other thing and stuff, whatnot. So, but I jumped in the Corvette to run down there and took the back road and just had fun. It's a fun little windy road. I don't even think I've had the vet on it yet. And so I ripped down through there, and I wasn't going real fast because 1, I didn't know what hurricane damage had done to the road. There's any debris left out there. And 2, it was just not worth getting really stupid on your way down. So got down there, talked to her, super sweet. Dog's crazy, jumping like nuts and stuff. So they're gonna need a lot of discipline and education, and that's gonna be fun in the process, but it wants to start next week. So I left there. I'd actually skipped dinner to go down there to get that meeting done to see if it was something that was gonna work for me or not. And got back home, ended up headed outside with the dogs, grabbed myself a nice little cigar, enjoyed the evening, headed in, and ended up for dinner, had myself some barbecue Lay's chips, and then some peanut M&Ms was my dinner as I headed to bed. So pretty much same old for the day, just different story, but that's all I got for right now. I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Have yourself a safe and wonderful day. Thanks for watching.